Islam, Islam, Islam. We are here. We are here. We are here for 30 minutes more or less. I am Sister Tahita S. Najiola L of CalifaMedia.com, mrcicharities.org and com, riseupthemoors.org and com, and certifiedmoorish.org and com. Those are all ways you can reach me to find out what's going on, as far as I know, with all things Moorish. There's something on all those different sites. Let me just break it down. Okay. I am Sister Tahita S. Najiola L. I have been in the Moorish movement since 2008, right? And I came from the movement from growing up from conception to the when I discovered the Moors, I was in the Nation of Islam, right? And I worked with contracts in the private and public, i.e., government sector. So I know a lot about business. I know a lot about law. I know a lot about accounting, and I know about how to make them all work together because my first job out of college was as a contract administrator. So that was kind of fun. All right. So I'm here today to discuss more business. So yeah, I guess I just qualified myself, right? I'm gonna do my best, right? And if you don't know, I always have notes because why? I respect your time. So if you see me looking down, that's why, because I'm looking at my notes to make sure I stay on task. So again, this is my Tuesday chamber chat. I try to come on, I do my best to come on every second and fourth Tuesday to cover, like, encourage Moors to get into business because I am a student of history and I can't help but notice what happened the last time Moors were taking their places. Oh, let me bring that out. You know I got to do it. The last time Moors were taking their places in the affairs of men, right? Last time that happened was in 1929. If you are a student of history, do you know what happened in 1929? Can anybody put it in wherever you seeing this? What happened in 1929? So yeah, and I'm on what's this? What's this thing? TikTok. That tells you how much I'm on here. So please absolve me. I'm doing my best to look at it and try to like keep up with y'all. Thank you all for dropping in and paying attention. I appreciate that. And of course, everybody on Instagram and YouTube I'm trying to do some stuff. I'm trying to get more mobilized, right? So in that spirit, today I'm just gonna skip the weekly announcements and jump right into it. And maybe I'll come back to the announcements. Today is Tuesday, Tuesday, December 2nd. Yesterday was November 1st or December 1st. Excuse me. I know it's new month. Give me a break. Anyway, so yesterday was December 1st. It was also Cyber Monday. And I've had my ears to the winds, listening to what people are saying, what's on folks' minds, because I'm actually interested, that kind of thing. And I can't help but notice how our people are saying, boycott, boycott, don't participate in Black Friday, don't participate in, what is that, Small Business Saturday, and don't participate in Cyber Monday. And I'm saying, participate, all right, in the respect of we shopping with each other, closing ranks type of thing, right? And I have it posted on TikTok at the top of my profile. I probably need to put it some other places. When I'm speaking, right, I'm kind of like narrow sighted, very broad minded. I love to learn. I love to learn. I couldn't find books I like, so I made them. So yeah. Anyway, I love to learn. So even though I am talking to Moors, right, this might apply to you. I say that because I see this whole delineation thing. Moors don't really, we don't use delineation. We use nationalization. All right. Delineation is step one. First, you got to separate and distinguish yourself from as unique as in comparison to whatever else is going on around you. And if you can do that collectively, next thing you got is a nation that folks got to actually respect. All right. So kudos. So even though I'm talking to Moors, FBA, what is that? Solon. I think that's it, right? Y'all, this applies to you because y'all like you're not at the door, you got 1 foot across the threshold, if that makes any sense. as far as how close you are to, like, I'm not gonna say what you're supposed to do. I'm gonna let you figure it out yourself because I'm not trying. No, I'm not gonna mess with that. I want to see your face when you figure it out yourself. That kind of thing. Because it's a journey. It's a mystical journey, and far be it from me to like get in the way of that or blow out your birthday candles type of thing. Right? It's like that. So anyway, back to what I was saying about the boycotts. I say don't do that. Shop with each other instead because in my experience, I'm a little long in the tooth over here. In my experience, the less, no, the more we focus on ourselves, I was about to say the less we focus on others, but that's making it about them. No, the more we focus on ourselves, the more stuff starts falling away and going extinct. All right. We are the battery. The Matrix, the one written by a sister, and everybody, and she had all those people as batteries. If you read the book, Neo wasn't what Neo was supposed to look like. All right. It don't matter about looks type necessarily, because it does a bit because it gives an indication of how well you accept stuff. It really does, right? How open you are to things. So anyway, we're the batteries. So I figure as long as we funnel that energy amongst ourselves, I really don't care what happens to them, even though I know what's going to happen to them. That's the reason why they hate our guts but won't get out our face, right? We ain't got no culture, but we're the most copied people on the planet Earth, right? And why is that? You know why they can take hip hop, but they can't take kimonos? Because kimonos were not brought about by yellow people. What yellow don't mean nothing, right? Once I stick a flag in it, that's how this world works. Whether you believe in it or you think that's a violation of nature, that's great. Have your beliefs. But the way stuff operates in the adult world is for now in this paradigm, you got to stick flags and stuff, right? Not banners, something that was designed by somebody and you got to contact one person for permission to use it. That's not what I'm talking about. Something that's like, this thing is so old, we don't know where it came from. That's one way you have a flag. And the other is collectively, we came together as a government and formed this committee to decide what it was going to look like. And then collectively, we as a nation decided to do that. Has anybody done that with FBA or Solon? You might as well just put FBA to the side because that's like, I'm going to say it's like great value African American. Because I was there. I remember quite clearly because I was in Chicago. I think I was maybe 11 or 12 years old, 87. So I was 10 when African American came out. I remember it quite clearly, quite vividly, right? And what I remember is our people were so willing to get on board with it because Jesse Jackson had a bunch of people behind him when he announced it. It was a collective thing. Even though later they admitted, like, well, they gave it to us. We just took it, whatever. Because we change our names every generation. My grandmother was colored. My mother on her birth certificate was Negro. On mine, I was Black. And on my first daughter's, hers says African American. Every generation got a new name. How about we find something? We had to come from somewhere. We didn't just drop out the sky into some change to serve these people. All right, I'm on my soapbox for a little bit. Please forgive me. So where we had to come from somewhere, right? And little tip, you can always tell whose land it is because, especially in colonies, I'm talking about colonies. You can tell who the indigenous people are because those are the ones getting treated the worst for no reason. They're not even doing anything to anybody. Let's look at it. India, the Dalits, those are the indigenous, not the Aryans. They call themselves Aryans. All right. Who else? South Africa. Who got treated the worst? Every colony. Who gets treated the worst? Whoever land it actually is. So know thyself. So my thing is, we need to close ranks. All right. And I guess circling back, that's why I brought up the Solon and the so-called FBA. Stop using that because that's trademarked. Again, I said it last week. I do trademarking. All right. I'm about to go file another one. All right. I'm constantly on the registry, making sure nobody's like messing with my stuff. right? Before I got a chance to file something. And guess what I stumbled across when I was on there last time? FBA, filed by Tariq Nasheed. So that's fraud because is that even his real name, or did he have it changed? He had it legally changed, right? I don't know because I don't keep up with this guy. I really don't, because he knows about the Moors. That head on his movies, on the cases for what's that movie? Hidden Colors. That's a Moors head. He knows, and he interviews Moors in his movies. He knows exactly who we are. But he's saying he's selling, he's branding FBA. Y'all better be careful, because Trump right now is suing folks who used his name on products without his permission. He let folks put Trump on all kinds of stuff, and then he dropped the hammer, and now he's suing those folks. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's what he's doing. I'm letting you know that's what he's allowed to do, because that was he got Trump trademarked. That's why you trademark. That's why you go through the trouble of doing that. But at least he's exploiting himself. All right. So it's like, I don't like that. I don't like that. But at least it's not African American who the CIA said, hey, Jesse, here go your marching orders. At least he came up with that. That's a form of self-determination. So, Lon, at least y'all came up with that. All right. So, hey, if you like it, I love it, right? That kind of thing. I'm not saying nothing negative about it. I'm saying, please join us. We over here right there with you, but operating on another level type of thing. Because I know what I'm able to get done because I root myself and stuff from like the 1600s and all that, and they respect it because the Magna Carta is still respected. All right. So there's a bunch of stuff that's still respected that got our name on it. So let's exploit it. I've been doing it. I got a book, right? Because I'm not going to sit here telling y'all how to do it. Let me put it in this thing. If you on TikTok, can I add that? Oh, wrong one. If you're on TikTok, you could actually get it if you want. I got to figure out how to do it on these other channels. There we go. Okay. Thank you for that. All right. And can I pin this? I appreciate y'all indulgence. All right. Yeah, there we go. So instead of sitting here talking about all you got to do, all you got to do, all you got to do. No, here's a book so you could do it at your pace, right? Take notes. It's actually written, right? It's written with margins because you're supposed to write in this and take notes so you don't have to look for it. Like, dang, I remember I wrote a note about this somewhere. No, write it right next to it. That's actually a form of that's how you know it's a scholarly work. Take my notes, right? So you can see how I put my business together. I actually have a toolkit where you can it's my paperwork. It's my actual paperwork. And it's a template. You can use that to put your company together, because I work for God. I really do, right? It's quite easy to work for God, right? Just don't be evil. Help people. Actually want to help instead of like take advantage of folks. You probably are doing something for God. You really are. Are you building houses? Jesus was a carpenter last time I checked. All right, that kind of thing. You're housing people, poor or not. So as a Moor, we are a divine and national movement. So I set my business up like I work for my people. I really do. I'm extremely sincere, right? And that's the catch. You got to be sincere. So, and I'm indigenous. So because I'm working for my God, I'm sincere, and I was here first. You can't come in my house and charge me toll to get through my doors. You might be able to I can't stop you from doing it to the people that you letting in because you got a gun to my head, but I can. You've actually given your way of what you've given yourself plausible deniability by leaving me a way out. This breaks down how to use the 508c1a code, how I've actually applied it. All right. And I'm about to expand this into how I use this instead of this to set up an ecclesiastical trust. Right. Because I'm tired of taking L's. Like, oh, I'll put my name in Social Security. Now this is doing it for me, right? And I'm coming on here encouraging more support. Go into business so I can spend my money with you instead of them. I need some T-shirts made. I need I know somebody out there knows how to run an espresso print machine. I know y'all do, because the people giving the reports are not the people on the factory floor. That's usually us. That kind of thing. So I would love to help you set up a business doing whatever your job, your job, the thing that makes you wake up and hate your God, right? Whatever that is, why don't you do it for yourself? I started out as a contract administrator for a Fortune 500 company, got what I needed, all right, and now I wake up when I please. I'll go that kind of thing. I can travel and all that good stuff, and get to stay home with my children because it's funny how much your bank account swells when you don't have to pay taxes. Let me go back to that. I was here first, like I said, and you left plausible deniability saying that, well, if you can find it and figure out how to use it, you can get out of the stuff that I'm not supposed to be doing to you because this is your land. All right. So and I've explained this. It's in the book. I actually broke it down how. And if you get the toolkit, the letter, you get my letter that I sent to the IRS, and they responded with, "Here's your certification of tax exemption," that kind of thing. Because you're an occupying colonist. You, according to the Geneva Convention and the UN, you occupiers, you're supposed to be taking care of me, right? Quiet is kept. If our people would claim who they are, the reason everybody gets welfare is because the people that it was really supposed to be for. It's tribute. That's supposed to be tribute to the people whose land you own, proud nation of immigrants. Somebody's supposed to be getting paid rent if this ain't your land, correct? This is not your land. You're occupying it, right? So who gets the tribute? We got free food and free housing for whoever land this is. Oh, nobody's claiming it? Free for all. Anybody can get it because there's certain set asides for the so-called Native Americans, right? The federally recognized. I'm gonna be respectful tonight. The federally recognized tribes have certain set asides because of how they've been set up. All right. You shouldn't have to be set up as something if it's your land. All right. I'm supposed to get certain set asides because no. And there's actually a picture. I wish I had it on me. You can look it up yourself. Bain Bridge, Bain Bridge, like over a bridge. Bain Bridge pays tribute to the day, DEY. Okay. I wish I could just bring it up for you, but I don't know how to put up screenshots. Bain Bridge pays tribute to the day. And see if you don't see how they used to pay rent to us. They used to. Okay. Bainbridge, that's a whole crazy thing. Anyway, so yeah, Moors and those who are leaning towards Moorishness, right? Yeah, I'm coming for y'all. It's like seeing a cousin over there, like, hey, cousin, you are cousin. I know you know your family. Just told you about us and all that stuff, but come on over here. You can sit next to me, that kind of thing. So, in that spirit, I'm launching, or I'm encouraging Moors to join me in launching. If you have something to offer the world that benefits our people, you probably do. Whatever it is, right? You cut hair, I don't know, whatever. You fix cars, you do you know how to swing a hammer? Right? You know how to make plates? Whatever. Please send me an email at Califa at Gmail, or actually just go on my websites, CalifaMedia.com, risingofmoors.org, Mercy Charities, MRC, that's MRCI Charities, and just shoot me a contact me email, letting me know what you do. There's probably an intake form. I'll put one up somewhere, and I'll promote you while I'm promoting my stuff. Why not? Right? I probably have been using your stuff, and if you want to like give me some samples, or I don't know, just send me a video, right? And I can tell people to go look at your video. That's how stuff works. All right. And starting next Monday instead of Cyber Monday, at least I'm going to, put my money where my mouth is, type of thing. And I'm going to reduce everything, I guess, in the shop 25%. All right. Just for Moorish Monday, which is next Monday, December 8th. Okay. So 12/8/25, Moorish Monday. I'll make the official announcement somewhere with some balloons and music and all that fun stuff. Encouraging Moors, if you got wares or services for sale, right? Hit me up. I will be glad to promote you while I'm promoting myself. That's how, big spoons, let's feed each other and then let's all get fat. Okay. Because I can't help but notice what's going on with this whole Somali thing. And I'm just like, how did y'all just get over here? And how are you able to do that so fast? Yes, there's all this other stuff going on in the background, But in order to take advantage of all that other stuff that they were like slipped in the, in the back door to make us jealous. Like, why can't you do this? Because you're cheating. Y'all are always cheating, right? So in order to cheat to that degree, right? We talking about $250 million with a B dollars. In order to scam to that degree, right? With what you're accessing, you had to be united. You first had to get a group of people together. I know this because business thing, right? And don't forget Morris Monday. I might come back to that. Real quick aside. How long have I been here? 20 minutes. I'm not gonna keep y'all long. Was it last year? I think it was last year. I have an annual obsession. Last year, my obsession was grant writing and accessing grants. I found, and I went deep into that rabbit hole, right? And I found one of the things I learned was there was $1.7 trillion in federal grants given out in 2023, I believe. And I was tripping because it was only like 16,000 people that got $1.7 trillion. Now with this Somali thing, I see why it was so few people got that much money. And usually they get it because nobody else applies for it, right? I went after one of these grants. I put together freaking books, okay? I know how to tell a story. I know how to put numbers together, right? I know how to put contracts together. And I found a grant, a federal grant. This mug was like, oh, we need somebody to put together a multi-generational low income housing project. All right. Where you're going to make it where grandparents, and I couldn't believe this is what it said. I have the paperwork. Grandparents and great grandparents who are taking care of their grandchildren and great grandchildren can age in place, right? These are low income, usually women, but I wrote it up for guys too, right? Usually low income elderly people taking care of their minor relatives, right? And we need you to put together a project and a proposal and let us know how you would do this using, are you ready for this? A $20 million annual grant. $20 million. This grant does not include capital expenditure. So I'm just like, okay, what? Going back to my contract administrating job, because I worked in the rehab and construction side of it. So dealing with property, right, for a property management company. So I'm like, so you mean to tell me there's a $20 million set aside and it rolls over? It's just one. There was just one. And it rolls over and refreshes every year, right? And you, in addition to that, they're gonna give you the money to build this thing. That's a separate thing that comes with this grant. And I wrote it up. I wrote it up. This is where the unity part comes in, right? I wrote this, I still have it. And I'm like, okay, let me not put all my eggs in one basket. I'm in Indiana. Let me do the best I can because it's just me doing all this. Maybe Allah will provide me with the people to help me actually pull this off. So I wrote this mug up where it was like, yep, it's taking care of the people that you said to take care of, like the elders who want to age in place, as in they shouldn't have to be moving around because they got to figure out how to pay rent and take care of this child, even though they finished raising children on Social Security, right? So no, it's like, no, figure out how to do that with their grandchildren. And mine had the addition of who's going to help do this? Foster children who have aged out. This was my proposal. Foster children who have aged out and need some freaking guidance into adulthood. We have since $20 million. I could do a lot with 2 million. I can do a lot. You giving me 20? I'm gonna build some dorms for those children to live on the property so they can help these elders raise these children. So while you're learning how to take care of children and maybe, use that as a skill later on in life, these elders, who appreciate you doing this, they're giving you life lessons and giving you guidance, right? Shopped it around to Indianapolis and Bloomington, Indiana. Both of them said, we can't wait to meet you. They said, go for it. So I had everything ready. All I had to do was file it. but I couldn't file it. Why? Can anybody tell me why? It was just me. How am I going to do this? It's just me. So it's still there. The grant might come back. It's gone. Because I'm subscribed to like what is that? USA grants or whatever, USA grants.gov. Grants.gov. I'm subscribed to it. So I get their notices about their what grants they have available. And I would love to, well, I used to, because Trump, man, it used to be like health and human services, humanities, arts, childcare, education, exploration, oceanography, medicine. Now it's just like defense, security. What is that? Missions, like building new embassies and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty creepy, the stuff that's coming across now, but definitely not help these elderly poor people age in place with their abandoned grandchildren. But I'm just saying, I see how the Somalis were able to do it because they united, right? And it's not necessarily that they united to go after everybody else's stuff. They focused on keeping their own money, right? Like, hey, I know how to make shoelaces. I know how to sew jalabias. I know how to do all that. Don't go over there. Buy it from me. That kind of thing, right? So it's kind of sad how the examples of unity and the good examples I keep seeing that come about, it's like, wow, that was great. Y'all did that, but it's horrible what you did with it. You came together to scam. Anyway, so all right. So again, I'm gonna go back to this. I'm gonna wrap this up. I think I covered everything. All right. This is just part one, just the introduction, right? Saying, hey, Moors, I'm about to start beating the drum, telling Moors, hey, and FBA and Solon, because at least y'all are self-determining. You're naming yourself. I tell people, I don't care if you call yourself a green Martian gorilla. At least you're deciding what to call yourself. All right, for real. So yeah, don't forget about that. And I'll probably be back next Tuesday because I'm trying to do these every second and fourth Tuesday, but I missed last week. So that's why I'm doing it today. And then I'll be back next week. I think I'm getting ready to start going into this book if you're interested, right? Because people are still asking me questions. It's like, okay, I'm going to take it chapter by chapter, maybe 2 chapters by 2 chapters, because the book is not long. That should tell you how complicated it is to set up businesses. It's not thick, but it's a reference. All right. You can always turn to it. And yeah, if you got questions about it, I'll probably be putting something somewhere inviting you to please send me your questions, because I'm just going to be up here putting on a presentation or whatever and whatnot. And if you have a question you actually want to ask, all that thing, oh, no problem. Thank you. Oh, that's what oh, see, I just saw this. I'm on my computer. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Do. Sound gone. Oh, if the sound is gone, it's because my internet. I'm in Indiana. Everything sucks in Indiana. I'm just gonna say it. The air smells is all well, at least where I am. It always smells like either old French fry grease or a pig farm. I don't know if you don't know what a pig farm smells like consider yourself lucky on the real. Um, and then like the services are not the best, so stuff goes in and out. I'm not gonna apologize because that ain't on me. I have like top notch and it's still janky, right? And then it's boring. And it where I am costs more than Manhattan. How messed up, and there's nothing to do. So yeah, that's too bad about the internet. I hope it came back in. Don't worry about it. This will be on YouTube if you want to see the whole thing. All right. So with that, that's 30 minutes. I don't know. I wanted to go into this, but I'll save it for next week. All right. I didn't stick to these notes like at all, but that's okay. I said what I had to say. What had to be said came out, and I ain't mad at it. All right, Morris, that's 30 minutes exactly. I'm so happy. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate y'all. I will be back this Friday to talk about the news because there's a ton of stuff going on. And it was something else. Oh man, I had a good one. It was a dope topic. But yeah, Fridays I talk to the Moors about stuff about events and rulings that have come across that might pique Moore's interest. All right. Like the one I gotta check on it. Apparently in Illinois, back in September, there was a federal, or was it federal? It must have been state. It was a state suit where somebody sued. I gotta find this case. Somebody sued the state of Illinois or the Secretary of State of Illinois for the misclassification of indigenous Americans as Negroes in Illinois, which is like, well, of course. Why Illinois? Well, of course. Let's look. What happened first? Oh, William Dungy, was that him? You know, Mr. Abraham Lincoln was a terrible attorney. Apparently, he was like he was garbage, and the only cases he ever won were the ones where he was defending Moors. That part I know because I'm from Chicago, you know, and I love history in Chicago. Boy, I have a very good education, very good. You know, and Chicago has a ton of museums, and I've been to all. If there's some new ones since 2018. Otherwise, I've been to like pretty much all of them, right? And the stuff, like the bed that he died in, Lincoln died in. But anyway, he was a horrible attorney, or maybe he wasn't, you know, because supposedly he was a Moor, and maybe it was one of those, you know, all white jury. White ain't got nothing to do with your skin. All white juries just were like, you know, they didn't like him, so they just voted against him. But for whatever reason, the ones where he was defending Moors, he won those cases, right? That's wild. Oh, and then don't forget what's going on Chicago. I love that Illinois is when it started because supposedly the people who brought this suit in Illinois are now about to shop it around to other states. I just said I have to look it up. Did you look it up while you're saying it's not true? No, because if you had, you would have presented your evidence. So please be quiet. All right. Hush. Come with receipts. All right. That's why I preface, you know, disclaimer, I haven't looked it up. I'm not just going to disqualify myself completely and say, no, that's not true. Oh, because you say so? Okay, that's sufficient. That's enough for me. Anyway, thank you. That's how you handle these people. It's time for Morris to start making, it's time to start not take off the filter. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Moore, Solon, FBA, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe some of y'all don't. The younger ones probably don't, because the younger ones are snapping on folks, no hesitation. I'm telling people of a certain age, whatever you think, you know how we just like, wait, hold on, don't let me calm down. Don't calm down, let it out. Okay, folks need to know this stuff. They really do, because I'm getting sick of folks. I don't know what makes people think they get to tell us about ourselves. It trips me out. It's like, are you serious? How I love that little girl in this meme. Worry about your own self. That is like some ancient wisdom right there. For real. That's what I do. I worry about my own people. I ain't worried about y'all. And with that, let me go while I'm still smiling. Y'all be cool. You have a wonderful rest of your evening. And I will be back Friday, same time, Allah willing, around 6. I'm going to get ready the day before, so I will be here on time, because I do not want to present like, I don't want to say one thing and be another. That's be pretty messed up. So if you ain't worried about me, why are you here? Obsessed. Let me go and block you now that I know you heard that. Oh no, I'm just gonna mute you. You can stay in here more. There we go. But I'm out. So dang, these people are obsessed with us. It's like, I do not. Do y'all go on other people's stuff? I don't, because y'all are lame and whack. For what? My people are fascinating. The fact, you know what, you know how y'all copy off us. I see why y'all hate us. I really do. If I wasn't one of us, I would hate us too. Right? Because we are fantastic, amazing, and phenomenal. We are unreal. We really are. All right. And with that, I'm out. Peace and love, Moors. We really do need to start checking these folks. All right. So goodbye, TikTok. Man, I don't know. Y'all be cool. Be cool. All right. Bye bye. And now, thank you all for being here. And now, how do I end this? Okay, thank. Bye bye.